All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lots of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that promises to always give you only legit trending news happening in Biafran territory. All the matter arising, all the issues, all the controversies, happening in Biafran territory. You're sure to get it only on this channel. First hand information. Now, I'm gonna play a video of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoko, a video he made couples of months ago. For those of you are who still do not understand what the Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet are doing, or what the Biafran cause is all about. This whole issue of the cabinet having propaganda, having controversies, fighting within themselves, have resulted to a lot of fears in the heart of so many followers. Some people are so scared because they do not know if the government is going down. But the reality is that a government cannot just go down just like that because of the prime minister, or the leader of that government is not available. A government is beyond the people. It's not about personality. It's not about just a set of people. A group of people rather. It entails a lot. And why this whole thing is happening, Simon Ekpa is somewhere looking. Honestly speaking, I can't wait to hear from Simon Ekpa Njoko concerning this whole ordeal that is going on currently. Because he's aware. We're hearing all kind of talks, some few, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is the one giving Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the order. Why some few that the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa should actually come out himself and give the order. Let people know what is happening. In all this, people have forgotten the major reason. The major reason of this group of people, this group of people who are working together as a government in the cabinet. They've forgotten their major, aim. They've forgotten what they are meant to achieve. And we're beginning to forget what we just achieved and what we should be celebrating at this point in time. Like I will always keep on saying it. Instead of, dwelling in this issue, having controversies and all that, why don't we move forward into the next issue? We just achieved the major thing that, that has not been achieved in a very long while. All of a sudden, catastrophe everywhere. Fight here, fight there. Is that the reason why we were called? Is that the reason why we were called to defend this government, to defend Biafran land? Is that the reason why we were brought in, to fight for the freedom of our people? There is a lot happening in the whole land. And when you watch this video, you should start reminiscing through and think about the major reason why you are here. So I'm going to play the video of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoko so that people will be reminded, and their mind should go back to the major reason what the Biafran Republic government in exile represent. Enjoy this video, and please make sure you share this video to at least one or two persons, two Biafrans, so that they will also know what is happening in Biafra land. Enjoy, and do not forget them to continue to support us, with super chats and super stickers. God bless you.
Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra exit
the world, and journalists and everyone anywhere you are joining us from today. We have the Biafra, United States of Biafra COS Chief of Staff, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. I present to you the Biafran Chief of Staff, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. You're welcome to this program.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ugo. Am I coming out?
Very well, very well.
All right. Thank you so very much, Honorable Ugo 247. Thank you so much, the Honorable Minister for Information, Princess Aggie for the United States of Biafra. Thank you to all the media present here representing the United States of Biafra. Again, at this period, I want to thank our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Ambassador Simon Ekpa. I also want to use this opportunity to thank our leader, our able Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you all so much for what you do for Biafrans. I also want to use this opportunity to thank our angels on ground that are safeguarding our life, safeguarding our women, safeguarding our forests from the reintegrated terrorists that invade our land sent in by Nigeria government. Thank you so much and continue to do what you do. I also want to use this opportunity to thank all the new cabinet ministers of the United States of Biafra. Congratulations to all of you that made that final list. Again, we have to continue to make Biafra, United States of Biafra, one of the best countries in the world. Again, my name is Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Chief of Staff for the United States of Biafra, currently the Deputy Prime Minister for the United States of Biafra. Thank you all and welcome to this space. Let me start by, I also want to thank Biafrans that are listening and friends of Biafrans, and those that are not friends of Biafrans. I know you're listening, and it is a welcome development. The freedom of a people cannot be determined by few individuals or by a country that continues to kill our citizens just because of their ideology. I thank all Biafrans that we are in Finland. We made it. We've declared the United States of Biafra. We are now an independent state. And I'm very, very happy to inform everyone that our lawyers, both international and local, we continue to apply the rules in making sure that United States of Biafra stands as an independent country, being recognized by member countries in the world. I thank God for leading most of us back to our bases. After what happened to our Prime Minister a few weeks ago, as some of you may be aware, it took all of us by surprise. But again, we know that it is one of those things that is bound to happen, because our Prime Minister has always said he's looking for a day like that to be able to let the world know what Biafrans are going through in the hand of the terrorist state of Nigeria. Our Prime Minister is hale and hearty. They are just delaying him. There's no crime accused. According to they're just doing investigation, which they review every 2 weeks. And it is okay. After what happened to our Prime Minister, there was, again, I tell people, the structure of the United States of Biafra has been laid down by our Prime Minister from beginning to end. Unless the person is not true to this course, unless the individual is not following our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Anyone following our Prime Minister and believing what he is doing, we know that he set the template for Biafra restoration from beginning to end. Nothing is left out. Everybody has their job assigned to them. But once our Prime Minister is not in the picture, somebody have to step in to help Biafrans achieve those templates that the Prime Minister has laid down. So when the issue happened, then we had Brigade Cabinet. Some individuals in Brigade Cabinet met with the CRC, the Conflict Resolution Committee, and they said they want to appoint somebody that is going to take the place of the Prime Minister. The Conflict Resolution Committee now issued a memo requesting for Biafrans, Brigade members that want to step into the issue of our Prime Minister to submit papers so that they can go and review them and they vote and make them the interim Prime Minister, even though the PM has set the template for the structure of the government. The Brigade Cabinet members, upon seeing this letter, called for an emergency meeting and called on the chairperson of this Conflict Resolution Committee in the person of Imam Maduabu. And we were surprised on why this letter. PM had already had a structure. So why this letter to request for people to apply for the position of the Prime Minister? Eventually, the Brigade Cabinet members noted that this is inappropriate, and they took a vote to suspend the Conflict Resolution Committee in a vote of about 20 in favor and about 9 against. Then after that, there was so many commotions, and I believe eventually the Prime Minister was able to see that letter. Then, through our internal attorney, through our PM civil attorney, a WhatsApp was opened. I just saw myself inside our WhatsApp forum. And in that WhatsApp, there were 4 other individuals in that WhatsApp that was opened by PM's civil attorney. There was Honorable Imam Madabo, there was Honorable Ogenkere, there was Honorable Uche, Obi, the European representative, and there was myself. In that WhatsApp, the PM's attorney informed everyone, these individuals that was in that WhatsApp, that she reached out to PM to avoid chaos, to avoid crisis that some people are finding. And the PM has clearly stated to those individuals on that WhatsApp that the leadership, his surrogate, will be Madam Dr. Ngozi, until PM will be able to join us. Excuse me. That was what happened. Since after that notice was given, some individuals in this struggle that claimed they were following the Prime Minister become very sad. They were not following rules. I tried to reach out to a couple of individuals that I know has things to do for the Prime Minister. I reached out to the Defense Minister. I reached out to Honorable Ogenkere, the Finance Minister. I requested for a private meeting with them to ensure that the government continues. The Defense Minister obliged, and I met with him for some minutes or hours. The Finance Minister, Ogenkere, refused to meet with me. I called several times. I sent him messages. He refused to attend. I called several cabinet meetings. We sent him the invitation to come to meeting so that we will know where our finances stand. I'm not going to go into details of some of the reports I got from some of the men on ground whom I've been part of helping to make sure that things are running smoothly. But rather than work with the government and the structure that our Prime Minister has established, the Finance Minister, Honorable Ogenkere, decided to do his own thing. I requested to talk with Success, because every now and then in meetings that PM and I has been, I know every now and then, not in all cases, because PM's way, nobody knows it. Anybody that comes out to tell you he's doing this with the PM in that way, that person is not being sincere. Because PM follows the experiences of what happened in the past, and he's very, very cautious. In fact, you will not know that what you are doing, another person is doing it, and that is the way PM operates. I try to reach out to Success because every now and then he's the one that helped to run errands on ground. He refused. While the brigade cabinet members keep trying to reach Ogenkere in up to 4 meetings, which he refused to attend. A couple of cabinet members tried to broker peace to see how they can get him to come to the brigade cabinet meetings. He refused. At a point, when one of the cabinet members reached out to him, he said he's not going to attend a meeting unless Success is at the meeting. So knowing what I know, I already know what is going on, and I don't need anybody to tell me anything. My own is to make sure that when we raise money for our Prime Minister, who is one of our biggest fundraisers, we want to make sure that the money we are raising for our Prime Minister is going to the appropriate places that he requested, not to another place. And there's no way we can know unless I talk to these 2 individuals. They refused to meet with me. They connived with somebody we have in the homeland, Augustine Ekoyo, who is the Ebonyi State Administrator. I tried to tell Ekoyo. There were two individuals that brought the Prime Minister's name, the Ekperima and Apudanda. One of the individuals, Emeka Ghana, reached out to me and he said, because the PM has already promised these two individuals that they're going to get a plaque in Finland. So I asked them that it's important that I confirm where this Emeka Ghana is going to pay the money, because we have a federal account in Homeland. I reached out to the finance minister, a former Isuzo in Homeland, to see if he can help me check the money that Emeka Ghana paid in the 4 million, because Emeka said he's going to pay 4 million for that name. And then the other lady, and then they said she's going to pay 2 million into, and they asked me for the account, which I gave them. After they made the payment, because the person that won in Mighty Dot is in America, so we don't. He doesn't really need local accounts. So when I asked Ekoyo, the one managing our account in Homeland, to confirm if that 6 million was paid into the local account, she told me she do not have access to that account. Then I reached out to, she told me the person that have access. And I reached out to the person to confirm if that money was paid into that account. He told me that I do not have a right to that account at this point. So obviously, some people are working together behind the scene for what I don't know. I have an idea, but that's not what I'm going to say here. Moving forward, when PM was inaccessible in a Telegram group that was established for the state administrators, we have two groups, a WhatsApp group for the state administrators and stakeholders, and we have the Telegram group. Because of the absence of PM, I told Ekoyo to add me to that Telegram for the 40 state administrators so that I can monitor what is going on. He refused to do that. And there was a reason why I was not in that Telegram earlier on when PM opened that account, which is not what I'm going to be saying now. But when I asked the Minister of State to add me to that Telegram group, this success was very, very aggressive to that MOS. He cursed him, he abused me. There's nothing he didn't say. He told the MOS that he should never add me in that Telegram group with some of the lies that he talked about. And MOS confronted him that he does not have the power to take the COS out from that group. Then immediately the MOS added me to that 40 state Telegram group. The Success and this Ekoyo and another guy, they left the group. And I have proof of many times I tried to reach out to these individuals after what happened to PM. But for some reason, it looks as if there's somebody they're working for. Fast forward to the Briggy Cabinet fundraising. We had a Briggy Cabinet meeting. And because we've invited the finance minister several times to the meeting, and he refused. Then he requested for a flyer to be made for fundraising. So we called a Briggy Cabinet meeting. And in that meeting, the whole Briggy Cabinet members agreed to suspend the fundraising just for 1 week. Because if the finance minister refuses to come to our meeting, if he believes he's working for United States of Biafra, if he believes Our PM, Simon Ekpa, is his boss. And this is the cabinet that represents Simon Ekpa. Then there's no reason why he should not attend the meeting for the cabinet. It was in that meeting that the brigade cabinet members agreed that we are going to suspend the fundraising for 1 week so that we can put our house in order. It's not just easy to tell Biafrans to donate money. And we've called our finance minister to meeting several times, and he refused to come to the meeting. We must put our house in order. And that was what we tried to do during this transition period from the brigade cabinet to the United States of Biafra. As a new country, there are things that we have agreed to do. There are a couple of United Nations charters that the country have agreed to live by. There are some human rights issues that United States of Biafra have agreed to live up to for the world to recognize us, for us to get the recognition that we need. And those things are some of the things we're trying to restructure, some of the few things. But for some reason, some people went out there, the finance minister, Ogen Keres, the ex-information minister, Sani Akbarawa, and the ex-deputy information, Rafael Ajere, just go to the back, confusing people, just sending out information that are not correct, that I'm canceling fundraising, this, that. And some people buy into this misinformation. Now, as we speak, they believe that the PM has no right to make me the one in charge. They believe they are the ones in charge. So we can never have two masters in one ship because the ship is going to capsize. Some of them even say that PM didn't say that. This Ajere, he said it was not from the PM, that instruction. And they, three of them are flowing with that. But that's not the issue that I am interested in addressing right now. Anybody can believe what they want. It is my duty to let Biafrans know what is going on. And it is the duty of Biafrans to make sure nobody sabotages this struggle in any way. As a new country, there's been a couple of things going on. And nobody, again, let me be clear, nobody has changed anything in our fundraising on the back end. Everything is still like that. What the brigade cabinet members wanted is just to get clarification from our finance minister. You cannot be a finance minister for an organization. Even if you borrow that organization 100 million, you must be able to tell the organization, this is what we put in, this is what we put out. That will help the new administration to plan. We have to cut our coat according to our size. But some people think there should be nothing like that. Everybody should start operating in their own way, the way they feel, because they have the power to do that. But the cabinet of the United States of Biafra, we are not going to operate like that. We have a responsibility to Biafrans. We have a responsibility to keep our angels going 24/7. That is our responsibility. And Biafrans are ready to contribute money to help do that. But we must make sure the money that is being contributed under His Excellency, the Prime Minister, goes to his people and not to another people. Now, moving forward, those of you that have been following our Prime Minister, the Prime Minister has always said, upon the declaration of the United States of Biafra, the brigade cabinet will be dissolved. I know he has said that publicly and privately. And that is exactly what I did. With the power vested in me and in nobody else. it is me that he vested that power, because I know the reason why he requested for that to happen, which is not what I'm going to start explaining here. If somebody respects our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and he gave that order, why should the person or the individual try to disobey that order? And they will tell you that they are fighting for Biafra. They want to raise funds for Biafra. Is it the job of the finance department, headed by Sonia Akparawa, to be talking about raising money for the Biafra restoration? It's not his job. But for some reason, they all decided to do what they think they want to do. As we are speaking right now, the finance minister now has sent out a WhatsApp, a Zoom meeting for the 40 state administrators in Homeland to meet with him tomorrow. But he refused to come to the meeting with the person that the Prime Minister have given the power. But he went, this is just to disorganize and destroy. But you know what? Not in this struggle where I am. This year case is dead on arrival, and they will fade if they want to. Like I said again, I don't know their issue. I'm not going to get into that. But we have a defense minister that is currently attending to some issues in defense. And that is the right thing to do. Because when PM was available, most things come to him. Most information come to him. But all of a sudden, because he's out, some people think they are the ones that is in charge of everything. I find it very sad that somebody will come to the air to tell the world that without him, the Finland Convention wouldn't have happened. And that is why it's very, very important for us to know how we can help the finances. We don't want nobody coming out to say that without him or her, the United States of Biafra will not be achieved. That's a slap on our face. That's a slap on the thousands of people that support our Prime Minister financially to get the United States of Biafra. So for Biafrans to have that bandage on their face every time, that without me or without anybody else, or without the finance minister contribution, that there will be nothing like United States of Biafra. Nothing like that. All of us contribute in our own way. I'm not going to tell people what I contribute in this struggle. I'm not going to tell people what I've lost being in this position. That is not what I need to do. Because Biafra is way, way bigger than what I do, what I lost, and what I put into the struggle. But under this leadership, that must stop. Nobody can come and say, without them, the United States of Biafra will not stand, or without the money they brought up here, which is money we pay back. People give money, and there are people that give thousands of dollars to the struggle. You don't even hear their name. And that was why we're trying to clarify some of it. Yes, we thank people who brought us money in time of need. But it's also important for us to know what was borrowed. What did you borrow us? How do we pay back? I think that's just basic accountability. It's not to stop anybody from doing what they do, but it's just the transparency. Because we are in a new administration. We are now a country. It's not everything that has to come to the open, but we know things that the cabinet needs to know. And there are things the cabinet do not need to know. And that is why the cabinet decided we are going to have a week break before we start our fundraising. And Sonia Akparawa and Ogenkere and Ajere went to be telling Biafrans that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze have canceled fundraising and are trying to connive and try to deceive those in Homeland, our angels. Well, I will tell them, please, do not get involved in this madness. Do not. Do not. The PM has gone through this part in the past, and it didn't end well. The essence of the information department is to let Biafrans know what is going on. Keep us abreast of the information, not to use the information department to be spreading false information to the public and spreading lies and try to witch hunt somebody because you feel PM did not give you the power to run the struggle. PM knows all of us one by one. He knows what each individual can do before he gave that power. If you think PM knows that you can run this struggle, he would have made you the one in charge until he comes out. But the Prime Minister didn't do that. And as long as he didn't do that, you must bow by that instruction that the Prime Minister gives. That's the right thing to do if you truly love the PM, as you say. I'm letting our angels to henceforth desist from contacting Ogenkere or Success, as I know their jobs when Obatobie was around. And I'm very, very happy. Many of the angels got that information, and it's going to continue that way. Our fundraising is going to resume next week. And Biafrans are ready to donate to this cause. Biafrans are donating because of the Prime Minister, not any other individual. They donate because he's going to restore Biafra, not because of any other individual. So anybody that thinks that Biafrans are donating money because of him or her, then the person is not being sincere. Again, I do not know what people's problems are in this struggle. And I'm not going to get into their problems. If some people think that the COS name is what they're going to use to gain cheap popularity, we will stay and see how that is going to end. I've been through this road before. Currently, the new cabinets are in place. And I encourage Biafrans to reach out to them if you have any concern, any questions in the particular area. And like I said, the Prime Minister has set all these structures in place. But maybe some didn't know. And they think if they go about creating this childish chaos, that is going to bother Biafrans. I'm telling the 40 state administrators at this point, do not attend any message, any fundraising raised by Ogenkere. He is no longer the finance minister. We have a new finance minister who is going to be reaching out to you, Biafrans. The list is out, and you can go through that list. Currently, our international lawyers and local lawyers are already making the moves for our recognition by more countries in the world. Again, what happened to Obatobie? Again, he has not committed any crime. They've not indicted him of any crime. All they say is that investigating. They are investigating, which is okay. Investigating based on the lies that some Biafrans, those that claim they are Biafrans, that were used by the Nigerian government to drop all those lies. They said terrorism. Then they dropped the charge and they say he's inciting people. And we tried while we were in Finland to let them know we've declared our independence in Finland. Nobody incited us, right? So even though they didn't allow PM to have access to us, did that stop us from declaring? No, it did not stop us. That shows our self-determination is what we want. It's not about any individual. But I believe this was politically motivated to make him not to attend the Declaration of Independence of the United States of Biafra. But I know, I promise you, there's no crime, nothing against our Prime Minister. As we resume our fundraising next week, we'll encourage Biafrans to please continue to donate. If you're donating $1 before, please make it $2 right now, for the sake of Obatobie, so that the Defense Minister can revamp some of the damages this success and the people following him has done in homeland. The new finance minister will straighten out the current account in homeland and the diaspora account to ensure that everyone donating to our Prime Minister, the money goes where they need to go. For those talking about the new cabinet members, again, I said if you have been following the Prime Minister closely,